Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about things that people who want to move to Mexico probably need to consider before moving here. There are a couple of things in particular. Sounds. Let's talk about sounds. Anybody who doesn't like barking dogs, who doesn't like roosters, who doesn't like traffic noise, who doesn't like all kinds of construction going on at all hours of the day and night, should not move to Mexico, because anywhere you go in Mexico, you have the sights and the sounds. Now, we have adapted, and for anybody who doesn't know who we are, my husband and I moved here a year and a half ago from Vancouver, Washington. We live in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. And we love it here because it's a smaller community. It's not a big, huge tourist town. But there are things that we definitely didn't know before we moved here, and we watched every video there was to watch. There are a couple of things that you just need to be prepared for. The construction over here, most of the roofs on the houses are either flat or they're tile. And the construction on a flat roof, they put drains in them, but they are never drained well enough for you to not have water in your house. So the first year that we were here, if you watch my previous videos, we had a hurricane or tropical storm, and we had leaks all over our condo. So we got all of those fixed and had everything repaired and all of that. And then this year, right now it's rainy season, we're just coming out of it right now. We only had one area that was not sealed completely, and it was very small, and we had the guy come out and fix it. But you need to understand that every single year during rainy season, you are going to find some place in your house that is going to have some type of water leak or some type of seepage. It's just construction here. It is what it is. We've talked to multiple people who live here. We know some Canadians, we know some people from the US, and then we spend a significant amount of time, with the locals. And we asked them, do you have leaks? And they were like, it's just to be expected, because you get more rain here during the 3-month period than we actually got in Vancouver, Washington, and it rained there for 9 months out of the year. So during the 3 months, August, September, October, or July, August, September, we get about 50 inches of rain probably, and when it rains, it really rains. Go back and look at my other videos and you can see what those look like. But those are just things that you're going to have to be aware of. There's always going to be something in your house that's going to have to be fixed, just like in the States. It's not any different, but the construction here is very different, and I've talked about that before. There are building codes, just like we have in the US, but a lot of them are not enforced. And a lot of things over here, like if somebody says they want to do a pre-sale, they're building a huge condo or housing project or something like that, be very, very, very wary of doing that. And the reason why I say that is because construction over here, a lot of things are started and they're never finished because the developers run out of money. So they take your investment, start it, and then they stop. And sometimes the people who have done the investment never actually get to move in. Now, we do know some developers in town and some architects in town that are very reliable, and they definitely, you could do a pre-sale with them, but you really need to know who you're buying from, and you really need to check with the people in the area to see if their construction projects are finished, because we know multiple people who have put money down on something and they've been waiting 5 years and it's still not finished. So it could be any number of things that could set it back. But we have places just down the street that they started 6 months ago and just went like gangbusters and built this beautiful 3-story condominium unit and ran out of money, and now it's just sitting. It's just sitting. It's not finished. There's no fixtures. There's no appliances. There's no anything. So just beware. Other things, I guess, you have to understand that when you move to a foreign country, any foreign country, For us, I think one of the things that was interesting for me was the fact that it's just me and Rodney. I mean, we moved here by ourselves, no friends. We didn't know anybody. We have met some people since we've been here, some locals and some immigrants. And we have a very small group of friends. But when you come to a foreign country, you're going to experience some loneliness. I mean, you're going to miss your family, you're going to miss your friends, and you're going to have to adapt to the culture. I mean, things just don't, they don't, I've talked about this before, they just don't move here like they do anywhere else. And we're good with that because we actually didn't want to be living in the rat race anymore. That's why we retired and moved to Mexico. But we do have a small place now that we purchased back in the States just for us to stay in during the rainy season. And the reason for that is not because we don't want to be here for the rain. The reason is because it's so hot and humid here during the rainy season that it's almost unbearable. I mean, if you're not out before 8 o'clock in the morning and you're not home before 10, you're looking at, 98, 99 degree weather and 80% humidity. I mean, it is really, really warm. My skin here is great. My hair grows great here. I mean, I just got my hair cut today. Look, my new little haircut. I just got it cut. I know I need color. Don't talk about me. But my hair, my skin, everything is super moist and beautiful here because of the humidity and because of the moisture. But it is hot. And so there are days where we have to get out really early. We take the dogs to the beach and get them out there really early and get back because you just can't be outside. It's just way too hot. And I'm sure the people over here, feel differently because they're so used to the heat. And a year ago, Rodney and I were dying. I mean, when we first got here, we were just like, it is so hot. And I have just experienced so much difference this year because we haven't even turned on our AC units but maybe once or twice. And last year when we got here, our AC units ran from the time we woke up until the time we went to bed. I mean, it was just that hot. And it's been the same, but we've adapted and our body has changed. Our tolerance for the heat has definitely changed. But when people come to visit, you need to be aware that if you come during July, August, September, it's hot. And you really can't go outside and do anything if you're not going like somewhere to eat where you're going to be inside. I mean, you can go sit on the beach and that's great. But we're getting ready to go into busy season or high season over here, which is October probably through March, where all of the expats come back. Everybody who owns homes here comes back. You have a large tourist population, not like Puerto Vallarta or Playa del Carmen or Cabo or something like that. Not that kind of tourist. But there is a fairly decent size immigration population here that comes during the winter months here because it's so cold in the States and in Canada. And, when you go into the grocery stores, you go to the markets or things like that, I mean, they run out of things. It is just what it is because there's an influx of people that they don't anticipate every year. We did ask the locals if they like it during the busy season, and they said they like the fact that it increases, the jobs and it increases the money that comes into the city. But there are things that they don't, care for. A lot of expats and a lot of visitors are very rude. They don't speak the language. They expect the people here, to treat them like they're royalty, which they're not. But, so we have kind of a different view of the busy season just because we've lived here and we live with the locals. We don't live on the beach. We live actually in a little area called El Ujal, which is, up on a hill. And we live, you can hear the dogs barking now. And you can probably hear the roosters too. Like I said, if you don't like the noise, if you don't like noise, Mexico is not the place for you because there are a lot of noises here. But we have learned to adapt, and we love the area that we live in because we're not in the hustle and bustle of downtown like Centro always has traffic. But we do live just probably 4 blocks from a main highway that goes from the airport to Ixtapa. and there are cars and trucks and motorcycles and noises all day, every day, and all night. So I would compare it to like if you were living in like a city like New York City or something like that, where you hear the horns honking all the time, and you hear the trucks, and you hear the delivery, and you hear the garbage trucks, and you hear all of that. That's very similar to what you would experience here. But we're doing well. It'll be interesting next year to see kind of how it is to get a little break from the heat. I was in the States for a couple weeks, as I said in my last video, for a little bit, and I was sick the entire time I was there because of the food. So I'm going to be very careful when we do decide we're going to go back. We do have another trip planned because we have a wedding in our near future. So we do have another trip planned, but we have friends and family who are coming to stay here and take care of our dogs. And so our place is never empty. Obviously we have a secure building and we have underground gated parking and all of that. So we don't worry about our place at all. And if somebody did get into where we live, they would never be able to do anything because we live on the 5th floor and you can't get anything down from our apartment from the 5th floor because it's just, the stairs are just too steep. So anyway, that's my update for today. I hope y'all are doing great. I'm out on my patio as usual, my favorite place to be. But I'll talk to you soon.